think you should. Yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Chinmay from Make Auto Clinic. Today we have one subject which is very much essential all the time when you are doing some servicing job or something. So whenever you are getting your bike or scooter, the vehicle which has got disc brake, so how to service the caliper? It's very simple if you know the trick, but if you don't know, then it may become very much complicated because you're working on the brake. So it's a matter of life and death situation, so you should not open the caliper unless and until you know the things about it. So we have chosen this vehicle since this is altered or modified by us only. It's a custom brake what we have fitted in this bike. This is Avenger, Bajaj Avenger 220 street model. So this has got one rear disc brake. So now we are going to service the caliper. We have chosen 6mm Allen key socket as well as Allen keys. So let's consider, let's say, few Allen keys, few sockets, and emery paper, the ratchet, grease, and the brake cleaner. This is the most essential spare tools what you require to service your disc brake. For this we'll be using 6mm Allen socket and ratchet to remove the caliper from the bike. So it's very simple. You don't have to use any special tool for that, since the kit is made by us only, so we know which tool is perfect for this bike. Even in normal or general ways, even if you are servicing rear brake or front brake of any other bike, the procedure is almost same. There is no change in the procedure. What is the serviceable part in this caliper, or what is the serviceable part in any brake caliper? First, we are going to remove the caliper from the bike. This is the caliper, as you can see. These are the pads, these pads which we have to clean and refit. But in that process, there is another serviceable part, is greasing those 2 points which are given for the foundation purpose, because this is floating caliper. To keep the caliper in floating condition, you must do the greasing. If you forget, if you don't do it for years and years, then the caliper will get stuck up and then you won't be able to access your brakes. So that means you're creating problem to yourself and to others as well on the road. So you have to be careful in that case. I'm going to remove now all those spare parts. To remove the brake pads from the caliper, I'll be requiring 5mm Allen key. If it is tight, not an issue. You can still remove with the help of Allen socket. In some of the calipers, since this has got one Allen key over here, but in some of the calipers there is only one pin which you have to hammer with the help of one nail or something. As you can see, these are the pads. Now what to do with the pads? Basically these pads are yet to go worn out. I mean, these are still usable, so we just have to clean those calipers. Just scratch some whatever the dust or mud is there in this between line, because it is given for that only. And you just have to use one emery paper. This is very rough emery paper, so just keep the emery paper on the ram and scratch it evenly. Now you can see the difference. This is clean and this is yet to clean. Now I'm just going to clean now. If you have grinding machine as well, then use soft stone on that and then you can scrub it off. Not an issue, but you have to be very much careful just in case, because it becomes hot and your fingers, you have to be like it's a machine. So better to use these papers. It's good for that work. It's okay with it. So now I'm going to clean the second pad. Do it evenly, so pad should not become uneven in the thickness. This thickness and this thickness is important. Now I have cleaned both the pads. Now I'm going to apply brake fluid or the brake cleaner, which will clean all the dust. Now as you can see, these are very clean disc pads what we have now. Remember, usage of this chemical is must, because what happens when you repair the caliper, at that time some grease or oil, if you have touched, then those pads may get soaked. So it has got a tendency to soak a lot of oily material. So better to use these degreasers. Now you have to check for any damages in this caliper. So this is the greasing point. Now for this you just have to apply light regular AP3 grease in those points. So these are points basically made from MS or steel, what you can say, and the caliper is made from special alloy. So just in case if those MS points get rusty and if the caliper gets if there is a problem of deposition or something, so this foundation gets stuck up. So that is the reason you need to do the greasing. So those 2 points are essential for the greasing. This is the first point. And this is second point. Now remember, the best quality grease is copper grease. If you are not having that copper grease, then you can go for AP3, which you get, or the gel grease is also good for these kind of work. So now we have done the greasing of this foundation. Now we have to check the spring. The spring is fantastic, no problem with the spring. Now while installing these pads, if you are installing new pads, at that time you just have to remove this foundation and then you have to press those pistons. If you are not installing new pads, then you just have to clean the pads and reinstall those pads in the caliper. But there is a cavity which is given over here. So these are the points which are going inside that cavity. So like this way. This is the cavity. And then put the Allen bolt inside the caliper, which is going to hold those disc pads. Now retight the bolt so that will hold your disc pads inside the caliper. As you can see now, the pads are basically in this cavity. Both the pads perfectly fitted well, so there is no problem. Now, when you are servicing the caliper, remember, use the chemical on the disc for the cleaning purpose, like this, from both sides. Don't touch the disc. If you don't have chemical, then later on you can use normal soap and plain water for washing. So the caliper is now mounted on the foundation. Don't tighten those bolts. Just for holding purpose, you can put the bolt back on the foundation. Now remember one thing, since these bolts are basically foundation bolts, So don't forget to use thread locker liquid, just one drop of thread locker, and then you are done. And then retight the bolt, which will not come off while riding the bike. Otherwise, because of the vibration, if those bolts come out, then your caliper is going to get out of the disc, or you may have some injuries. So then just normal tightening. Just put the thread lock. Put the bolt, the foundation, and tight the caliper. Now the final tightening, I'll be using my ratchet tool. That's it. Why we need this thread locker? Thread locker basically, once it becomes dry, those bolts will not come out of the caliper assembly even because of the vibration. So unless and until I use the tool, such kind of a tool, those bolts will not come off. So just check the brake pad and check the wheel freeness. This is how you have to complete the task, which will save your time. Now we have taken hardly some 10 or 15 minutes, not more than that in fact. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.